Hi guys, in this video we are going to learn about the variable declaration, initialization and their scope. So in JavaScript we have three ways to do so. First one is var, then let and then const. So we will be also learning about the difference in each and every one. So I am going to do the coding in codepen.io. so here actually I could able to better understand you the difference in each and every one. So that's why I choose this editor for this video specifically. So let me show you first of all that we have variable x equal to 7. For example, I have declared a variable x equal to 7. So this is the screen where I will be doing the coding, and on right side I have the console window where I would able to see the output. Alright, so for example I am going to write here console.log and here x. So you will be seeing the output on the right side. So here is the output 7. Alright, so in the same way, for example, I have let y equal to 9, and I also wanted to console it over here, and you will see that the value of y would be shown over here. So here is the value 9. So I am going to clear the console for now. So in the same way, for example, I am writing here const t equal to 88 and then going to console it, console.log and then t. So you will see on the output screen here we have 88. So that means this is working fine. So in the simple way, if we are declaring and initializing each and every thing, then we are getting the output. So let's see one after the other. So here we have variable x equal to 7. So in this, if we are writing again x equal to 66 and then going to console, and this is actually allowed. So that means we will be getting the latest latest value assigned, so which is 66. So that's why we got this. But if we are writing here let and again initializing with the let, then we will be getting the error that this is not allowed. Identifier x has already been declared. So that means once you have declared and initialized, then you can never declare it again. What you can do for now is you can actually initialize it but not declare. So in this way, if you are going to assign a new value x equal to 66, then you are allowed to do so. Alright, so what about the const? So for example, you are going to write here the const. So const means fixed value. Once you have assigned a value, then you can never ever assign another value. So that means assignment to const variable, so uncaught type error. So that means we are not allowed to assign the value into x variable again. So that's why we are getting the error and even not able to declare it. Alright, so this means we get to know about the one difference that how we can assign the values. So the next thing is their scope. So variable, for example, we have a function fun. Alright, and inside of it I am going to declare a variable x equal to 8 and going to console here, and here is x. Alright, so what I need to do is I need to execute this function, and then after I would able to get the output. So here I am writing fun. I am going to call the function, then the output should be 8. So we are getting the output 8. Alright, so in the same way, if we are declaring let, then same output would be here, and if we are writing here const, then again same we would be getting. But if we are writing here this type of block, and inside of it we are writing let wait a minute. So what does it mean? That if you are declaring a variable using var, then you can then this has the functional scope. Means what inside of this curly braces you can access this variable anywhere. So that means this will have functional scope. So if you are accessing outside, then you will no more able to get this, because this has the scope inside. So for example, I am accessing the x, so you will no more get the value x is not defined. Alright, so in the same way, if you are declaring here with the let or const, then again you will not able to find that specific variable outside the functional scope. So this is the one way. So what is the another thing, that for example I am writing here another scope. So this is actually wait a minute, this would be little bit confusing. So let me declare a variable inside of it, let y equal to 9, and I am going to console it inside of it, inside of this block, console dot log y. So if you will see on the output screen, you will get the value 9. So here you are getting value 9. Alright, but if you are accessing that same variable outside console.log y, you will no more get that variable outside that. You will get an error, y is not defined. Alright, please keep in mind that if you are declaring variable with let, then that specific variable would not have would not be accessible outside of this block scope. So if you are writing here var and then you are going to access outside, then it is possible. So that means declaring variable with var will have the scope outside of this block as well. But if you are declaring variable with let, then the let would be accessible only inside of the block. Alright, so why this is actually this helps us to optimize our memory space. Why? Because this variable would no more be outside of this block if we have declared with let. So that means this would die once we are coming out from this block. But if we have declared var with the var, then you will have this throughout the program. I mean on all the script you will be able to find this variable. That means this will never die. This will always remain consuming the memory space. Alright, so this is not the right way. If you are using a block variable, you always should write here let. So in that way you would be able to access that variable inside that specific block rather than outside. Alright, so this was the difference between let and var. Alright, so in the same way the const variable is also throughout the functional scope that has not the block scope like we are using here with the let. But let is the special one in which we only access the variable declared or initialized with that inside of a specific scope, not outside the scope. So let me tell you one thing. For example, you are declaring a variable let h equal to 55. So this 55 you can access inside of this block as well. So this would be similar to declaring with var. So that means we are able to access that, and you can also access that over here h. So you will be getting the output 55. So that means if you have declared globally, then this would be available everywhere. But if you are going to declare it inside the specific block, then this would no more be available outside of this specific block. Alright, so for example, let me give you one more example. If you have written here, for example, I have a variable x equal to 6, and I am writing here if x equal to 6, of course that is 6, then I am going inside and declaring a variable h equal to 99. Can you able to see that I have declared a variable x and then compared, and inside of it I have declared h. So if you are interested to access that h outside, then you will no more able to access that. So let's see. Yeah, h is not defined, so that means you are not getting this h outside of this block. So if you are using a loop, you are using a switch case, if you are using in a if else condition, then of course if you have declared the variable with let, then you will no more able to access that variable outside of that specific block. So block means this curly brace. So I am writing here inside, so this would be accessible. So you can see the output here. All right. So I think you got the basic understanding of the let and var and const. So if you are still facing any specific issue in the difference, so keep in mind that you can share your doubt in the WhatsApp group, or you can also write a comment in the comment section. I will definitely help you out with this confusion. All right, but the clear thing is that the let has the block scope and var has the functional scope. For example, inside of a function, that would be available to everywhere inside the function. All right, and if you have written globally, then this would be available to the whole JavaScript program, even if it is let or var or const. But if you have declared a variable with let inside of a specific curly brace, so that means that would be available only inside of that. So you will no more able to access that outside of this block. So that's why this is helping us to optimize our memory and keep using this let, because this is the latest one, and we are just optimizing our memory space, and speed is also going to be more to our web page. All right, so thank you so much in this video. See you in the next video.